And 3, 2, 1.
Action.
All right. Glad to see you. This is Al Alvarez, and we are going to take you behind the scenes. We have some very special guests this evening. Please keep in mind that we're here every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about independent film, music, and the arts that are involved in filming short or feature presentation. I'd like to introduce you to a young man who I see pretty much everywhere. I see him at premieres of movies. I see him out at the film festivals, and he's always got a microphone in his hand, and he's interviewing folks for YouTube or a show or what have you. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Nicholas Wolf. Say hi, Nicholas.
Hey, everyone.
All right. And along with Nicholas is his personal assistant, limo driver, breakfast maker, and all-around good mom. So she supports Nicholas's endeavors and his career 100% without being a
momager?
That's right. She is not a momager or a momster, right?
Or a stage mom.
That's great. You know, we're going to have a real nice conversation this evening. Nicholas has a very varied background. He's really great at various parts of the independent film business as well as other type of creative endeavors. So, Nicholas, let me ask you, first of all, what inspired you to get into entertainment?
Well, it started a couple of years ago, and it was really,
modeling.
Well, we started out with modeling,
Okay.
and then I kind of led into acting, meeting new people, and it really kind of took off from there. I mean, acting was a lot more active. So
Sure.
And we haven't really been doing much modeling, so acting kind of led into that, and then into other activities. So it kind of took its own path.
So
basically.
did you find more passion, kind of let the modeling go because you're excited about the acting?
Yeah, because there was so much more with modeling. There's such a small area if you weren't full into it, because we were new at the time.
Sure.
And, you know, acting, there was so many opportunities with commercials, feature films, student films. You know, we did some stuff with Full Sail. It was really an exciting time. We got to meet new people, so we kind of moved into that direction. And it was a lot more active at that time. And actually, it's working out very well.
That's great. That's great. And Kimberly,
Yes.
how was that transition for you as a mom?
Well, we didn't let him start doing the business until he was a little bit older, because we felt we wanted him to at least enjoy it and want to do it. But it's totally different when you do the modeling versus acting. It's a totally different world. He is such an amazing actor, and it's an amazing world to be in. I do it sometimes, but not all the time. I do little projects, but it's a totally different world. It gives them confidence. A lot of people knock the industry, and it's sad because it actually gives kids, like he was bullied, it gives kids like they can feel good about themselves, and they get to meet so many amazing children. They don't understand that most of these kids are well educated, well behaved, and they're amazing.
Yeah, and also I would imagine that the adults that you're meeting on the sets, whether it's shooting a commercial or independent film or a short, I'm also an actor, and I'm a musician. I sing and I host, and I'm also kind of a jack of many trades, if you will. And one of the things that I love most about this industry are the people that I meet. You know, even if you're working, have you had the opportunity to work on a big feature film yet?
Well, in the past, I mean, coming up, I'm going to be working on Rico, but in the past, we've met a lot of people that we actually see on set a lot, mainly in Atlanta.
Okay.
Like we're on sets every now and again, and we see
Hunger Games.
Yeah, Hunger Games, catching fire, worked on there. It's like, we saw that person at this shoot, and then, you know, we say hi to them, we meet them, and it's just cool to see them going off to different things, because we talk to them sometimes. They're like, well, I'm here, then I have to go probably 100 miles away to do this, then I have to go back here, then I have to go to a different area. They're working in so many different areas, and it's interesting and cool to hear what they're doing, and see them in different
Sure.
films.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you also, there is a lot of work coming down to the southern states. because of the tax incentives, and we're fighting very hard with the state legislature to get more money allotted to us for tax incentives, not only to draw the large studios to the Florida area, but also for independent filmmakers. And also for outfits like this. Alex and Gary have been fantastic here at Talkwatch Studios. Our production technician Chris Wiles takes real good care of us. And there are also monies floating around out there because the online television programming is going to be the thing of it is the thing of the future. And there are such visionaries that they see this now. So I know that you also do a lot with YouTube.
I know. I'm really like it.
Yeah.
I'm really liking it a lot.
So tell us a little bit about that. Do you have what kind of channels do you have?
Well,
do you have multiple channels? One channel?
I have 3 channels.
Okay.
First, it's Nike Plays. It's my own custom gaming channel, which I started really recently, a few months ago, and it's kind of like my own thing, my own little area where I do what a lot of people do because I'm a gamer.
Right.
So I go along, I try to figure out. I'm teaching myself how to film with getting new mics and new converters and all that stuff. And also, I have another channel called Nicholas A. Wolf 13. And that's mainly for my behind the scenes, showing off what I do, a day in the life. Day in the life of Nicholas Wolf. We're trying to pitch it to new people, so it kind of shows, we're in Atlanta again, we're doing this, then it kind of shows that I'm really active and how much work it takes. And then we have a final one, which is with the Don Reese Show. It's Kimberly Wolf, and that mainly shows off most of the interviewing side of it.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So how do you like that portion of it, working with Dawn and?
Well, we started teaming up with her about a year ago, and we thought it would be great to be doing interviews like he's never done them, and it's amazing how much you network and meet people. And he goes and does film festivals, or he'll go do other things like museums, and it's just amazing to get to meet so many people within our industry. And you love doing
and we can customize it so it's like I like racing, I like history, so we can go to different museums and different races because that's what I like to do.
Sure.
So we can incorporate things I like to do along with my work, and it kind of makes it all the more fun.
Sure does, and you get to meet a lot of people. You get to network.
Yeah, we've met a lot of racers that I've interviewed and talked to, and we're starting to talk to them more and find out more interviews. It's really interesting to meet them in different industries, and how much how much they're friendly.
Yeah, and you're a gamer and a race fan.
Yeah.
What other passions do you have? Do you follow sports? What are the things you like to do? You play any instruments? I mean, what's the other side of Nicholas Wolf?
No instruments right now. I mean, right now I'm kind of sticking with gaming and acting and interviewing.
Which is a handful in itself.
Yeah. It's really hard to learn the steps, but once you get it down, you have kind of a system. It's really fun and easy.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of fun, and you try to, I'm doing so many things because it's really the way to get out there. So, like, if something doesn't work or something is a little bit more successful than another thing you're doing, you can kind of take that road and then see how it goes and back there. It's a cool thing about it.
Did you hone a lot of your skills with Don Reese?
Mainly interviewing.
Okay, good.
I mean, that's with Dawn Reese. That was the main point where I got interested in it, and then we became an independent reporter for her.
Right.
And then that's when we really started going on to the local things we do, and then moving kind of outward.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I saw you at the Film Expo last year, which is coming up in August. Is that it? In August.
With 1-2.
Yeah, with 1-2 Productions. That's Matt Ayotte and Ian Stevens, and they did a great job last year, and they're bringing in some fantastic talent.
Is women in film. Isn't that the theme?
Okay.
Women in film. That's what he told me.
I think he should do men in film. What do you think?
I think he's trying to show the both aspects.
Yeah. Well, it's I used to host songwriters, showcases, and from time to time we would have women, Women's Day, because let me tell you, there's some talent out there. Tampa Bay, it's not a real big pond, but what we have here are some very shiny fish. If I can use the analogy, it's really fantastic. So, as an actor and a model, you've had a lot of experience. I would imagine that like it did for me, it kind of leads to a passion to find out more about the industry,
Yeah.
what's behind the camera, what it takes to produce and direct. Do you find yourself going in that direction?
Well, every now and again we think about maybe going to different classes and at least getting myself open and learning about the background and
In your 3 independents you did.
yeah, like I'm starting to go into my own kind of short filmmaking that
Okay.
I usually submit to film festivals when I can. For example, the Team Film Festival, and there's others around that. But it's really every now and again we have the chance, we do so.
Okay, well there was a Sweet Fest, right?
Yeah, Sweetie Fest.
Okay, and
that's a very fun thing. That's very interesting.
so
to
tell
construct
us about
idea.
that.
It was we kind of took it because Sweetie Fest is mainly
Spoofing.
spoofing
Oh.
dinner parties off of really famous films and kind of taking them to an area where they're not really supposed to go. So we did the Hunger Games, of course, and it was called PETA PETA
Dang it.
Dang It, and
PETA,
it was
PETA,
kind
Dang
of
It.
it was kind of a custom idea we had where PETA got someone and basically he replaced him and then he got raped and he doesn't know what's going on. And that was really one of the first times I actually did a short film.
Right.
And I had a lot of fun doing so. We're trying to get myself more out there and thinking of new ideas to do.
What about commercials? Did you do anything for the Doritos? You know,
Yes.
for the Super Bowl? Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people were involved in that. Yeah.
We did it all our own. We shot it, edited it. He was the main actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't use anybody but the 3.
Were you an extra?
No, he was the star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was all Nicholas.
You can like use your mom as an extra
Yeah.
or something. You know,
Well-
have her a hand model handing you the bag or something.
Yeah,
I
well-
actually had my friend Max Ortiz. He helped me edit it
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
because it's kind of hard when you have that big of a
Sure.
competition.
Yeah.
But we're trying to teach ourselves as we go, and he's amazing at hey, we should do this. So,
Yeah.
So through his passion, you're
Yes.
learning and kind of evolving into that direction as well.
But now that he's done the last Teen Film Festival, which is all Nicholas, we
Uh-huh.
were not allowed to help him, so he did the editing, the voiceover. It's teaching him that maybe he would love to do behind the scenes as well.
Yeah. And of course, YouTube is its own thing, so it depends on what really happens there. But like doing YouTube videos, it really, with the learning aspect, like you get to learn about new features and certain editors that you use or certain recorders that you use, and it kind of gets you in a different position, which I find really, I like it a lot.
So do you invest in your own equipment, or do you borrow it, or do you rent it? Or?
I invest when I can.
Okay.
I try to use what I have, then research as much as I can to find the right program or equipment, and then I go search it up and invest in it.
Yeah,
Because
great.
I find that as stuff starts getting more popular, like my gaming channel or any other channels I have, that they should get better.
So, what is your? I was going to say favorite, but what sort of social media do you find works best for you?
Like in the sense of
Of promoting yourself and
So I've noticed, because I take over that part,
Okay.
Twitter and Instagram is the main. Since I've been sharing his videos on Twitter and Instagram, he gains like 5 to 10 followers on Twitter a week, and his gaming channel went from like 100 views to almost 700 views
Wow.
in like a couple
Yeah.
of weeks. So it's Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
Well, maybe you can, kind of handle my social media as well.
So I'm learning, because everybody, whenever we go to a film festival, they mostly say, no, I just have a Twitter or Instagram. And we're like, why? But now I know why, because Twitter is just like with the Oscars, what happened with Ellen, that's how you gain viewers.
Isn't that something?
So when you start tagging your things, like if it's when we covered the races, I'm tagging, the Speedway. All these people, like, who's this little kid interviewing the Taylors?
Right.
So that's why Instagram and Twitter. That's what we're
Yeah.
using.
Yeah. And I don't think we've worked together.
I don't think so. Not yet.
On the same
not
film.
yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
We
well,
did on the same film, but not together. The Dingo and Ringo.
oh, the Dingo and Ringo.
Yes.
That's right. I was unlucky,
Two
Bob.
separate.
Yeah. Boy, was I abused in that film. That was a lot of fun. Were you at the premiere
No.
that Rennell did?
Sadly, no.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, as a matter of fact, next week we're going to have Rennell Golden and Janani, who is Janani is a fantastic songwriter and performer, and she is actually Rennell Golden's daughter. And Ronell Golden she co-wrote.
Yeah.
She co-wrote Dingo, which we were both in, and it was a short, and it came out really well. But she had a series go to Cannes, right?
Yes.
The hit
and now
women.
she's doing Rico, which she's doing the Kickstarter this week. She started
Oh,
Kickstarter
okay.
so we can get the trailer made.
Yeah, well, she's a phenomenal writer and director, and I sure hope I get a chance to work with her again as well. But they will both be on our show next week. What's the date today? I don't even know what the date is.
I don't know the
The
date.
6th. Yeah, it's the 6th. So that'll be the 13th.
Yeah.
And we'll have Ronell Golden and Janani, so please tune in next week as well. So what do you think? I mean, you're having fun doing
Yeah.
various things in the business. Do you have anything on your calendar right now? What's going on the next couple of weeks with you?
Well, in a little bit, we're gonna be covering the Fort Myers Film Festival, which we've done in the past. We're coming back, and we're actually gonna be staying a little bit longer than we did because
What are the dates on that?
It's
Do you know?
in 2 weeks.
2
Okay.
It
weeks.
starts, I think, on Thursday and ends on Sunday.
I didn't even think about
Starts
that.
on
I'm going to have to
Wednesday.
look into
I
that.
have the dates at home. So he's covering the Fort Myers Film Festival along for the Dawn Reese
Okay.
show,
Mhm.
and then
The
they're gonna
Indy race, the
then
St.
they're gonna-
Petersburg Indy race,
the Grand
which
Prix.
is
Oh,
after
that is
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I haven't been to many Indy races, Grand Prix races, but when we went there, you know, the lower leagues
Right.
that are following with it. Since those were so open, we decided we talked to a few of the younger end drivers, like the one that was getting sponsored by K12, and we talked to them, we interviewed them, and you know, we're coming back this year, and it's going to be really interesting to see them plus new drivers. 'Cause-
networking.
Yeah,
Sure.
networking.
Yeah.
Because last year we talked to a lot of the winners at that time, first, second, and third podium, and it's really fun and interesting to learn their backstories and then what they have planned. Because some of them, you know, they don't really know yet, but
Right.
like me, it's going to follow in the line. See what
Sure
happens.
it is. Yeah. So, as far as networking, do you carry business cards with you? I
Yes,
think
we
I
do.
have one of your business cards. And I need to update it, though.
Yeah.
Do you have new business cards yet?
We have new ones coming in, right?
Okay, yeah.
We have some.
I just
We
had to
have
redo mine, too,
Yeah.
because they had
Yeah.
kind of like the old look that was newer,
Yeah.
you know. So, and then I wanted to incorporate the show behind the scenes, and I kind of put a new face on my website, which is anrproductions.com, by the way, and you spell out the word and, anrproductions.com. And you can find us at Behind the Scenes Behind Podcast on Facebook. So I give myself a little plug
Yeah.
there too. As a matter of fact, let me talk about a few things that are coming up that you'll probably be involved in. I think they're real important. You mentioned the Fort Myers Film Festival,
Yes.
which is fantastic. We've got here in Tampa, we've got about 4 or 5 film festivals a
Yeah.
year, and we have one coming up this month on the
Gasparilla.
19th, Gasparilla. And that's actually the first. I moved here in '96 from Colorado after 6 years. And that was, I think it was about 98 when I went to no, it was later than that. But anyway, that was the first film festival I went, and I just got so excited about the whole thing. And the next year I was with a film organization, and we had a booth there, and we got to network a lot. But we also have the Sunscreen Film Festival coming up.
Which we covered last year.
Yeah, exactly. And Tony Armour does a great job. He and his crew over there, they just do a phenomenal job. And these film festivals are very professional. They bring in celebrities. They bring in professionals that will form a panel
Yeah.
and talk about everything from screenwriting to casting.
And that's what's great about covering them is we get to
Yes.
sit in on their classes. We get to meet everybody. We get to see maybe documentaries that
Yeah.
we would never be able to see before.
And we get to see the films that the people that we are interviewing have made.
Sure.
And
Which
then
is really
support
amazing to
them
see.
and follow their career.
And what's pretty cool also is that you have to stop and think when you're watching this film. You're thinking there may have been 1,000 films submitted for this category, and this is the one that the judges so you're watching the best of the best as far as the judges are concerned. I'm sure that there are a lot of great films submitted. But you got to whittle it down. You just have to. It's kind of like you're going for a casting call. Oh, you may have done a great job, but that person had the look they're looking for. So it's just right place, right time, and
And now
the
that he's
festivals
doing
are great.
behind the scenes, flipping the camera around, he knows how much work. So you appreciate it more when you go and see a film. You know how many people worked on a feature film, or you know how many hours they work, you appreciate it more.
Yeah, especially if that's a new thing that you're starting to get interested in.
Sure.
With filmmaking instead of, on the other side, get behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And work.
and as you work on different projects too, you'll see the director's styles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen some directors that are really disorganized, if you will. I worked a film with John Matheny, which is called Murder on Frog Pond Drive, and John was so organized. He had that set click, 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 and he knew what he wanted. He knew when to retake a shot, what angles he wanted. I mean, it was a pleasure to work with him. It really was, So if you get the chance to work with John Matheny,
hopefully.
He runs a really good set, and he's got good material to work with too. So, so what's next for you? What's next for?
Just taking it low, right?
Yeah, stepping back, trying to get classes and learn more information for pilot season with in California with Aaron Jackson, who is in the Fort Myers area. So it's really we're kind of taking a step back and trying to see what we can critique and then get back in pilot season.
Okay, now pilot season also includes. In this day and age, a lot of reality shows.
Oh, yes. Well, that's why we did the Day in the Life of Nicholas Wolf.
Right.
Because when we went to the Film Expo, we met Ian's friend that's doing the Wahlburgers, and he does many other reality shows. He stepped back and told us, that if you want a reality show, this is what you have to do. So that's how we came up with the Day in the Life of Nicholas Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
We shot X amount of episodes, and then he said, you submit them.
Speaking of which, we have a couple of video clips that you were nice enough to supply us with, and I think Chris is probably queuing one up right now. Which one were we going to do first? Do you remember? It was the NASCAR. Is it the NASCAR, Chris?
Oh, the Indy with the Taylor brothers.
Yeah, the Taylor brothers.
Okay. So why don't you lead us into that real quick?
Yeah, that's the 24-hour race.
Yeah, that was the 24 hours. We go to the 24-hour race in Daytona a lot.
Okay.
Like this year we did it, and speaking about drivers that we kind of got to know, the Taylor brothers, who are actually doing very well right now. We meet up with them. Yeah, Wayne Taylor, and we kind of met up with them nearly in the beginning when they started with their Relics 24. And I find it really cool to see them starting to get up higher and higher and higher and higher and be more successful. So that's really the cool thing in any situation, seeing them get better, get better, and then be more successful.
Sure, absolutely, like you're becoming, and and so that's great. Okay, so Chris is going to go ahead and put that on now. We'll go 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey everyone, we're here with Ricky Taylor and Jordan Taylor. Now, they raced in prototypes, which we were just over there, and now, how do you think that the weather has been changing? Because obviously last year, the weather was much warmer. So how has the weather been changing the cars, how they handle lately?
Yeah, our car particularly is good in the hotter conditions, but every car reacts differently. Throughout the 24-hour, the track conditions will go from hot in the daytime to cold at nighttime, back to hot. So I think we're in good shape, having a car that will hopefully be in good shape at the end of the race. So, we'll keep tuning on it, keep making it better, and we'll see how we go in qualifying.
Now, do you have anything else to add to that?
Yeah, it's a colder weather, especially at night. For us, you do pit stops basically every hour, so going out on cold tires is always difficult, and with it being so cold now, it'll probably drop another 20 degrees in the nighttime, so those first couple laps are usually pretty treacherous, but as long as you can get through those, it's pretty decent.
Now, with this season, are you excited for this season, first off?
Yeah, this will be my first time driving a full season with my brother, and my 4th year with the Wayne Taylor Racing team, so I'm looking forward to all of that. I think there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve getting back into it, but really looking forward to it.
All right, and now you?
Yeah, it is exciting, especially because of the new merged series with United Sports Cars. So there's a lot more cars, a lot of new teams and cars and drivers. So I think we got the best of both worlds, and I think as the season plays out, it'll just keep getting better.
Now, talking about a lot more cars and a lot more drivers, obviously there's some drivers who haven't really experienced Daytona as much. Do you think it's going to be a little bit more difficult, both with the massive amount of cars and also with some drivers who aren't really experienced with the driving style of Daytona?
Yeah, every year we come to Daytona, you experience the biggest fields of the year, and there's always new drivers that haven't driven in the series very much. So that's always a variable that you can't really control. But this year is the biggest field we've had in the past couple of years, and I think it's going to be really difficult to just navigate your way through and not have any damage.
Now, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, any 24 hours all about survival and getting to the end, and I think this year in particular is going to be even more important because there's so many cars and so many new guys to Daytona and this event. So as long as we stay out of trouble, I think we'll be there at the end.
All right, well, what I can do for you is root for you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck. Thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for more interviews, and I'll see you later.
Okay, so what's your take on this? You know, was it fun? Was it exciting?
It was really fun. And
Yeah.
their father, which I just learned about, he's actually getting inducted to the Hall of Fame for Sebring.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Wayne
That's
Taylor
exciting.
Racing.
Yeah,
And-
Wayne Taylor Racing, and they got second place during the 24 this year.
And you're watching their career grow and
Yeah.
as a friend.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen next year?
Yep. Well, listen, we are running short on time. My fault. I was having so much fun talking to you both. So we do have another video. Let's roll right into that, and then we'll just, we'll chat out. How's that? Okay.
That's good.
So this is going to be.
This is going to be Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Tampa Bay Comic-Con, the first Comic-Con I've been to, and it was such a blast.
Good. Are we ready to roll that, Chris?
Hey everyone, right now we are here at Tampa Bay Comic-Con inside the actual convention center, and I'm here at Corey Pavon. And Corey, can you please, in the spirit of things, tell us who you're dressed as?
Well, I'm dressed as Silk Spectre from The Watchmen.
And now, have you been to other Comic-Cons and not just this one?
Oh yeah, this is the one that I work, but I've been to AFO, MegaCon. I'm heading to Dragon Con next week. It's going to be awesome.
And now you said that you work. Why are you here today?
I help schedule events, but mostly I am the face and host of Tampa Bay Comic Con, moderating panels, running speed dating, nerdy trivia, etc. Just keeping people happy.
Now, how can the viewers learn more information about yourself and the convention center as well?
Oh, well, my information is at www.croyprovence.com, which is really hard to spell. But for the actual event itself, TampaBayComicCon.com. We also offer Orlando Comic Expo and Nashville Comic Con.
And now, one more final question. What has been the coolest costume you've seen here today?
Oh my gosh. There's a guy here in an electric wheelchair who has a Godzilla suit.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time and letting me interview you.
Of course, thank you.
Hope you have a great day.
You too.
Nice costume.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you for watching these interviews. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
That was very, very smooth. That was smooth, man. Yeah, I think it helped that you were talking to a beautiful girl in that really nice outfit.
It did help a little bit. I mean, we did see some characters there, especially Chewbacca. We never found him again. We saw him for a moment.
Can you
Tried
make
to
the
hunt him.
Chewbacca noise?
No,
neither.
I try.
Well, listen, it's been a very nice conversation here at Behind the Scenes with Nicholas Wolf and Kimberly Wolf. And I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. It's been a great pleasure. And I know that we're going to be working together and seeing each other around town, at various events. So I'd like to let everyone know and remind you also that next week we're going to have Ronell Golden and Janani, and they'll be here as our guests right here Behind the Scenes. Also, later in the month, we're going to have Preston Walden. He's a filmmaker. He's one of the most active guys probably out there in town right now, and he works with a lot of folks. Also helps with coaching, acting also. So he's a really nice guy and very, very talented as a filmmaker. Down the road, after spring break, we're going to have USF student Lauren Biggs, and she is very interesting, and I know that you're going to want to tune in. So from Talkwad Studios, and you can find us at talkwadstudios.com. All our shows are archived, so just they put me down toward the bottom. I don't know why, but if you scroll all the way toward the bottom, you'll see Behind the Scenes, and if you'll click on one of those shows, you'll see this will be our 6th episode, and we're also on YouTube. So
nice.
we're on YouTube also. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and count us out, and again, let's go. 3, 2, 1. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Thanks for coming and visit at Behind the Scenes.